Hello, students. Welcome to the spring of 2022 mass communication, actually mass media of communication. My name is Charlene Early. I will be your professor for this semester, and this is actually for both classes, one that I'm teaching at Diablo Valley College and the other at San Ramon College. Both online, same class, so you'll be seeing you'll have the same assignments. Anyway, I wanted to do a welcome video and hope you enjoy this class and learn a ton. So just really quick, tell you who I am. I have been a freelance writer for the last 25 years. I am actually super old, but kind of hiding it, I guess. But I also started my own magazine called Delta Living Magazine. Had it for 5 years, ran it for 5 years, sold it. Then started another one called Colorful Living Magazine, which is currently on hiatus right now because too busy. First of all, we got COVID for going on almost 2 years. So quite the last 2 years, right? Crazy, this pandemic, so much. Okay, don't get me started. Anyway, I'll show you some of the magazines that I had done. This one is the Colorful Living one. That's me squatting in the middle, and behind me is Frank Somerville, a news anchor on Channel 2. So he came to our class. This was before the pandemic, and that was a lot of fun. He was one of our guest speakers. Here's another cover. It was 4 issues a year, so it was quarterly. And then this is actually a magazine that I will be running possibly a late start this semester. So it's Ink Magazine, and we will be putting this whole thing together the next issue. But anyway, back to me. A little bit about me. So I am a mom. My son is 31. I have 2 grandkids. One's a grandson, age 3. The other one is a granddaughter. She's just turned 1. And they moved to Texas. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, let's see what else. I'm looking at my notes. Let's see. I'm also editor-in-chief of the Orinda News. It's a monthly newspaper in Orinda. And I do a lot of things, but I love teaching. I've been teaching for a long time. And yeah, so let's just kind of get a little bit started on this, what you'll be doing this semester. You'll be doing reading, writing. Now, this is not a writing class, so I'm not going to be judging your writing so much as the content of what you're writing about. We're going to have some projects. One's called the First Amendment Project. That one's going to be really cool. I will give details on that later. And we're going to also have another project called A Letter to the Editor, where you'll be writing a letter to the editor, an actual letter to the editor. That's kind of how I got started in journalism. I never set out to say I want to be a reporter or a journalist. I was working at the Olive Garden as a waitress, a food server, and I wasn't getting the tips that I wanted. So I thought, I'm going to write a letter to the editor. And I did, and I called it Tips for Tippers. And I think it ran in the Contra Costa Times, and it ran like the next day. I was so excited. I was hoping that my letter to the editor would inspire diners to tip more. I don't think it really worked, but it was kind of cool to do that. But seeing my byline, which was, Charlene Early, in the actual letter to the editor was so exciting. That kind of got me started in, hey, I love to write. Maybe I should be a writer. Yeah. So anyway, the textbook that we're going to be using this semester is this one right here. Actually, I think the title goes that way. But we're not going to read all of the chapters, but I will be providing all of the PDF chapters that we will be using. Okay, so that's going to be on Canvas. It's actually already there, and it's located in files. So you'll have each chapter. We'll be taking chapter notes that you'll have to turn in and send to me. This is a great book. It's a little bit outdated. However, it's still relevant for today. Mass communication, what's that all about? I'll give you one tip, one clue. It's anything that requires electricity to run. And we're going to talk about the past, the present, and the future of mass communication, which will include print media, radio media, broadcast media, internet, all of that. Social media, that's all part of mass media. So we're going to be covering all of that. It's a fascinating, I took this class many years ago at Los Medanos College, and I loved taking this class back then, and I love teaching it today. So, something else about myself that I forgot to tell you is that I love to collect anything vintage. So I wanted to show you this. This is a mid-century modern phone, and it's just the shape of it is, like 1950s, and it works. Most of the things I collect work, and I love that. So it's kind of cool. And then I found these skates, these ice skates at a vintage store in Stockton, actually not that before Christmas. And I thought, I'm going to put this underneath the Christmas tree. You know what's so cool about this? The name of the owner is inside here. I don't know if you can see it right there. And I decided to search, maybe stalk online to see if I can find this lady that owned these, and it's the lady's name. And I found her. I found her on Facebook, and she's 88 years old. And so super cool. So I'm going to be talking to her and getting more story about, how she wore these skates, probably 50, 60 years ago, and what she did with them. And was she a professional skater? I don't know. Anyway, I'm one of those people with journalism. I'm always questioning. I want to know more. I want to know your story. I think everyone has a story. You have a story. And, I'm going to have you first assignment right out the gate to introduce yourself. And you're going to tell me a little bit about yourself, about what are your likes, dislikes? Why are you taking this class? Maybe you want to be a journalist yourself or go into media in some way, shape, or form. So that's something you'll be doing. Oh, I also have 2 cats. They're hiding right now. They're usually under the bed. If they hear me talking on the phone or something, they get scared. But they're sisters, and they're tuxedos, and they're just adorable. And what else? I think that's it. I think one of the important things I want you to know is that ask me questions. I love questions. So if you have a question you don't understand an assignment, let me know. I will clarify. If I didn't write it out good enough, then ask me. If you're falling behind, let me know. Pay attention to due dates. When is your assignment due? And write it in your calendar somehow, but make sure you know when each assignment is due and meet the deadline. Yeah, I do accept things that are after the deadline, but you will get lower points. You won't get full credit because it's not fair to all the students that did do the work on time. That makes sense, right? Okay, I think that's it. Just if you have questions, ask me. It's your turn to introduce yourself. If you want to do a video just like I did, this is not edited, nothing. This is me. This is it. You could do that, or just write out and answer some of the questions that I have in there. And that's it. I think we're going to have a good semester, a great semester. Okay. And I'm just happy you're here. So hello to DVC and hello to SRC. I'm so excited to be your teacher.